So I'm on the radio this morning with Stephen Senatiempo, 2CC Canberra. If you're not on that radio station, get on. He's such a great interview. We talk regularly now. We talk about this great resignation. We talk about leadership under pressure. We talk about culture in organisations. And we talk about what's going on for leaders, particularly because there's some pressure times happening at the moment with things like the great resignation. And one of the questions Stephen posed to me this morning, he's a deep thinker, and he actually said, Anton, yes, toxic culture is the main reason for the great resignation. We get that. And yes, we also say that employees' expectations of their businesses and their leaders aren't being met. Absolutely. Here's a question. Do you think employee expectations are too high? Do you think that employees are just asking for too much? Is it too hard to meet expectations these days? And my answer was, to a degree. Potentially their expectations are too high. Too high or just very high. And you know, that's like semantics and the play on words. The challenge is, and where Stephen was going was, how do we actually meet the needs? How do we meet the expectations of people so they don't leave of our staff and our team? What we know from the research is that toxic cultures are really brought about, obviously, by leaders under stress and under pressure who don't lean into people. They lean into process or profit and other things instead of people. But if we lean into people, what we'll find is the expectations can be met. It takes effort and it takes some conscious control. And it takes an understanding of what the expectations are that our teams have. Now, what we know is that, and this is Inc.com and McKinsey, even Harvard Business Review are talking about this at the moment, employees feeling valued. Employees feeling valued. And what's that really mean? Like, it rolls off the tongue quick. I feel valued. And in your good organisation, that's what people say. Or I don't feel valued, and so I'm going to leave. I don't feel valued for who I am. I feel like I'm just a number. Now, I get that. I get the number thing, right? And I get the feeling valued because it's a really key human need, is to feel valued by our organisation, valued by our friends and our family. Like it's a connection thing, and it's a rejection thing when it doesn't happen. But what's being valued mean? The words I shared with Stephen this morning were psychological safety. Being valued can be as simple as being heard, being listened to. See, our staff and our teams and our humans that we're leading and working with, they've got ideas, they've got opinions, they've got opportunities. Sometimes they think bigger and broader than us, even as their leaders. Is that cool? Absolutely. Surround yourself with smart people and then listen to them. People that aren't heard are hurt. People that aren't heard are hurt. Sometimes it's as simple as taking the time to not hear, to listen, and to be present with active listening and find out what it is your teams are trying to tell you. What do they expect? Ask them. And yes, their expectations might be too high. Guess what? As a leader, that's our job, to actually keep a lid on it and say, hey, let me get back to you, or let me process that. And some ideas won't fly, some will. People first, a conscious control response will keep your people engaged. And whether their expectations are high or too high or whatever, really a lot of the time, leaders out there, it's only a matter of listening. Seriously, and finding out, having the dialogue, staying in the dialogue long enough to understand what it is that you need to do as a leader to create these amazing teams. See you next week.